Hello, I'm Gilbert Ballou, Director of Events for Trivedi Master Wellness. I was out sailing across the Pacific, and I was looking for my next job, career, direction. And I really didn't know where I wanted to go, so I wanted to get out and just clear my head. And I flew straight back to Los Angeles, where I went to meet my girlfriend. And she said, "You're not going to believe it, but there's this company, and they're doing exactly everything that you were describing to me. You need to check them out, Trivedi Master Wellness." I shot off my resume, and in literally hours, I was having an interview with Mr. Trivedi himself, and I believe in less than a day and a half, I was hired on as a director of events. Well, I spoke with Mr. Trivedi over the phone for my interview, never met him in person. My very first transmission was a remote transmission, like many of the people do online. It was a master community call. And my very first transmission, I could feel this like burning sensation in my shoulder. And it was kind of odd. It felt like three little pins were kind of just pressing into my shoulder. And I didn't think much about it. It didn't really even occur to me that it may be part of the transmission process. I'd had a sports injury for 6 years, and every time I moved my shoulder, it would pop. Like if I went like this, you could hear the whole shoulder just clunk and pop, and so it was completely out of alignment and a torn rotator cuff. And I'd been to therapists and acupuncturists and doctors, and all of them pretty much said it was broken, and there was nothing I could do about it. It was beyond 100% repair. What was funny is I'd become so accustomed to this pain and this shoulder issue that it would just became a part of my life. And so over the course of the next week, that shoulder completely repaired itself, and it happened in such a natural way that I didn't even realize it was happening. In-person energy transmissions with Mr. Trivedi, only 2. I've done a lot of the online remote transmissions, but really just being in his aura or in his presence has been amazing. One of my biggest transformations happened, the first one with my shoulder was before I even met Mr. Trivedi face to face. That was only from one remote energy transmission. Another physical transformation I had was I was kind of embarrassed about it, but I had this big bump on my head, and I didn't know what it was, and it hurt so badly I couldn't even run a comb through my hair. And so I kind of just kept it to myself. I had it for 2 years, and finally I'd shown it to Miriam, and she was pretty grossed out by it, wanted to take me to the doctor. I think that goes without saying, with all the transformation that I've experienced in the past 6 months. Our relationship has definitely been a recipient of that. I would have to say that we were very fortunate in of the fact that we had a wonderful relationship before coming on here, and I think that's why we were able to come on board here. After 2 weeks of working here, I actually went to Mr. Trivedi and felt that she needed to be here and that she would be a valuable asset. And a lot of people, friends and family of mine, as well as hers, advised us against such a thing. And our relationship has become so much stronger in the past 6 months, whereas everyone was very concerned that it would go the opposite direction. And we even got engaged last week. So I would say that our relationship has been affected, yes.